The poetry of Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Elizabeth Barrett Moulton Browning was the eldest of 12 children, born on 6th of March 1806 in Coxhoe Hall, a magnificent home in County Durham. Her family's wealth was derived from sugar plantations manned by slaves in Jamaica and enabled them to also purchase a 500-acre estate in Herefordshire. This wealth allowed her to publish poems from an early age. However, by age 20, the family's fortunes were to decline after losing a lawsuit over their plantation, but the family were never below comfortable. Shortly thereafter, Elizabeth became afflicted with an unknown disease and became addicted to morphine. Despite this, she continued to write and became increasingly popular both in England and in the United States. Her poems against slavery chronicled her abhorrence of the basis of the family wealth. In 1844, she was introduced to the younger Robert Browning, who was a great admirer of her work, and began a secret courtship, and thence to marriage, and a life together in Italy. To him she wrote and dedicated one of her greatest works, Sonnets from the Portuguese. Although her health continued to deteriorate, her popularity and influence increased as she continued to write and publish poetry as diverse as love sonnets and political verse before succumbing to death in 1861. Today she is much loved and highly regarded as one of the greatest of the Victorian poets. Our readers include Gisela Rowe and Richard Midgley.
How Do I Love Thee by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee to the depth and breadth and height my soul can reach when feeling out of sight for the ends of being and ideal grace. I love thee to the level of every day's most quiet need by sun and candlelight. I love thee freely, as men strive for right. I love thee purely as they turn from praise. I love thee with the passion put to use in my old griefs and with my childhood's faith. I love thee with the love I seemed to lose with my lost saints. I love with the breath, smiles, tears of all my life, and if God choose, I shall but love thee better after death.
A man's requirements. Love me, sweet, with all thou art, feeling, thinking, seeing. Love me in the lightest part, love me in full being. Love me with thine open youth in its frank surrender, with the vowing of thy mouth, with its silence tender. Love me with thine azure eyes made for earnest grantings, taking colour from the skies, can heaven's truth be wanting? Love me with their lids that fall snow-like at first meeting. Love me with thine heart that all neighbours then see beating. Love me with thine hand stretched out, freely, open-minded. Love me with thy loitering foot, hearing one behind it. Love me with thy voice that turns sudden faint above me. Love me with thy blush that burns when I murmur, love me. Love me with thy thinking soul, break it to love's sighing. Love me with thy thoughts that roll on through living, dying. Love me in thy gorgeous airs when the world has crowned thee. Love me kneeling at thy prayers with the angels round thee. Love me pure as muses do up the woodlands shady. Love me gaily, fast and true as a winsome lady. Through all hopes that keep us brave, farther off or nigher, love me for the house and grave, and for something higher. Thus, if thou wilt prove me dear, woman's love no fable, I will love thee half a year, as a man is able.
If thou must love me, let it be for naught, by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. If thou must love me, let it be for naught, except for love's sake only. Do not say, I love her for her smile, her look, her way of speaking gently, for a trick of thought that falls in well with mine, and certes brought a sense of pleasant ease on such a day. For these things in themselves, beloved, may be changed, or change for thee, And love so wrought may be unwrought so. Neither love me for thine own dear pities wiping my cheeks dry. A creature might forget to weep who bore thy comfort long, and lose thy love thereby. But love me for love's sake, that evermore thou mayst love on through love's eternity.
The lady's yes. Yes, I answered you last night. No, this morning, sir, I say. Colours seen by candlelight will not look the same by day. When the viols played their best, lamps above and laughs below, love me sounded like a jest, fit for yes or fit for no. Call me false or call me free, vow whatever light may shine, no man on your face shall see any grief for change on mine. Yet the sin is on us both. Time to dance is not to woo. Wooer light makes fickle troth. Scorn of me recoils on you. Learn to win a lady's faith, nobly as the thing is high, bravely as for life and death, with a loyal gravity. Lead her from the festive boards, point her to the starry skies, guard her by your truthful words, pure from courtship's flatteries. By your truth she shall be true, ever true as wives of yore, and her yes, once said to you, shall be yes for evermore.
A Thought for a Lonely Deathbed by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. If God compel thee to this destiny to die alone, with none beside thy bed to ruffle round with sobs thy last words said, and mark with tears the pulses ebb from thee, pray then alone, O Christ, come tenderly, by thy forsaken sonship in the red drear wine press, by the wilderness outspread, and the lone garden where thine agony fell bloody from thy brow, by all of those permitted desolations comfort mine. No earthly friend being near me, interpose, no deathly angel twixt my face and thine, but stoop thyself to gather my life's rose, and smile away my mortal to divine.